Some people know me as Right Click. That's because my right knee clicked going uphill, and that was my Appalachian Trail thru hiker name. And I actually prefer Right Click over Phil. It's more cool, I think. Hey, Meghann, the other day I was walking my dog in the woods just to stay, active. Like an old guy's got to stay kind of active. And I was in Rhode Island, so I stopped in and I saw my grandparents, and I'm sitting there. You're familiar with this. Some ticks were just jumping on me. And do you know what a tick and the Eiffel Tower has in common?
I don't, but I'm pretty sure you're going to tell me.
They're both parasites.
Oh, that's terrible.
I am a bad dad joke champ, and I have the t-shirt to prove it.
Yes, I fully concur with that.
And I am also a person in recovery. You may or may not. This is me sober after 33 plus years. Can you only imagine what I was like when I was actually actively using? And I am the co-host with Miss Meghann Perry tonight. And I'm also the executive director of the Connecticut Community for Addiction Recovery, CCAR for short. And we are your host for P.E.A.R.L.S, People Expressing Addiction Recovery Life Stories. Story Slam number 4.
That made it sound so exciting.
Did you notice the echo? I heard an echo.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Phil. My name is Meghann.
Thanks, Phil. You're welcome, Meghann.
I think I might prefer Right Click to Phil as well.
I get to come up with your trail name.
Yeah, you've been talking about that for a while. I'm pretty sure that it would be best if you just don't.
Okay.
You have come up with a couple that were kind of bad. I didn't like them. Keep trying.
Do you remember any?
No. No.
Okay.
Well, anywho, so I'm Meghann Perry. I am also a person in long-term recovery. Phil and I share the same birthday, but very different years. I was just going into high school and getting started the year that Phil established his recovery, but you wouldn't know it because we're both incredibly immature and we enjoy it. And I do this stuff. This is my calling, this combination of recovery and stories and performing arts and creativity. And I'm also a recovery coach trainer and live soundly in that world at many intersections that all bring me great joy. And I have to share this little bright ray of sunshine is that someone was in one of my workshops recently and asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up and what I wanted to do with my life. And I didn't even think about it. And I was like, it's already here. I'm grown up and this is what I want to do with my life. And that was a very, very, very profound moment for me to recognize and realize that and be asked the question and have a genuine, spontaneous answer that I feel grown up, which is huge, even though I'm still much immature. But I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to with my life. And that's incredible.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thanks.
Hey, Amy, are we Facebook and living? We are? Well, I don't think I've ever done that before, like all at the same time.
And I think that maybe Caliesse or someone else could explain to those who are not on Facebook Live how to find it, because I want to see what's happening on Facebook Live and who's commenting and stuff. And I don't know how to find it on my phone.
Do you want me to explain this? So basically, like if you go to the CCAR event, CCAR page, Facebook page, you should be able to see whenever it goes live, which Amy, you could just press go live on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm on the event page and it says it will go live when it starts. And it's not. It says watch live video, but it's
Amy,
not
you're
listening.
muted.
We are. I don't know why I can see it, but
You can see it?
Mm-hmm.
You can see all of us on Facebook.
I just saw Meghann a few minutes ago. Hang on, you're live.
I
video.
can't see myself though. Mine just says
I can
it's going
see
to
it.
start
Let's
soon,
see.
and it's not starting.
I can see now. I see Caliesse's face
What?
Where's
and
this
mine, and
at?
it's about 20 seconds off. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I could turn this big camera around, like I could share my screen and show
Oh,
you.
well.
Oh, I can see it now. I see Phil.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can
Now
see
it's
it.
fine. Oh, me too. Oh,
Okay.
now Phil,
Oh.
you're really. Why is it just Phil?
Because I was trying to find the live stream and I hit live video and it took a picture of me. So I turned it off real quick.
Oh my goodness.
Well, anyways, it'll be fun to see if anybody joins on Facebook and if they. Oh no spotlighting. No.
We're gonna spotlight you both.
Oh, I like to see everybody. I'm going back to gallery view.
There we go.
Anyways, we do actually have an agenda and a thing we're going to do, and we know what we're doing. Phil and I are very goofy, and it may seem like this isn't an official thing, but it is very much an official thing. So this is the CCAR Pearls Recovery Storytelling Slam. And in this slam, we ask people to put their names in the hat, which is actually the chat, to Miss Amy Albanese. She will be the first name on your chat list because A, she's the host, and B, her name starts with AA. So,
And don't we have a classic form that Amy shares her screen with for that? All the rules?
we do.
We do.
We do.
It's in our theme colors too. But okay.
We're
But you can
just
keep going.
pretending though.
Just I can have it up in just 1 second. I just didn't want to have too much clutter on my screen when I was doing all of this. So
I hear it.
1 second. Here we
The
go.
struggle is real. Screen
The
color.
struggle is real here.
Yeah. So this is what we do here. We tell 3 to 5 minute stories that are true and happened to the person that is telling us about them. They are generally crafted ahead of time to some degree, though it can be incredibly fun if people are just throwing their names in and going off the cuff. We've had some great stories and some winners that way. The story must be told with no notes. You can't read your story. You can't have props in your story. It's just you and your voice and your face and your truth. Everybody who tells a story tonight is in the running for one of 2 prizes. One of those prizes will be decided by you, the audience, by vote. The other winner will be decided by Philligan, which is me and Phil, in our combined single brain cell that we have.
All right.
And that will be decided at the end of the show. So ideally, we have 8 storytellers competing against each other for the 2 prizes. If you win one of these amazing $100 prizes that comes with CCAR Swag, you will be entered into the Grand Slam, July 9th, where there will be 2 prizes of $500 each. That is some cold, hard cash. That will buy a lot of coffee. Because I don't know what else people do besides coffee, but that's where it would be going for me. So you will be judged on the quality of your story. You will be judged on what if you're in the theme, and the chat is heating up with the U.S. versus U.K. and Ireland invasion, the big competition. So if you're in the U.S. with us here, throw your name in the hat. If you're over there, throw your name in the hat so we can have a nice big showdown. Anyways, the theme tonight is walking the line. I don't know if anybody else has been singing Johnny Cash all week, but I have. But you can interpret that any old way you want to and work that into your story somehow. Yeah, so do they need to know anything else, Phil? Did I get it all?
Yeah, you're pretty good. You can see if there's any questions.
Ooh, are there any questions? We have some new people. We have some veterans. We have some previous winners. This is very exciting. So if you, I think a couple people maybe put their names just in the general chat, which is totally fine. I think Amy will be all on top of that. Amy is our wonderful, amazing producer extraordinaire. She runs the show so that Phil and I can just goof off most of the time.
Mm-hmm. And listen to great stories.
I know, which is really the reason we're here, is to listen to amazing stories. Even if you just made them up on the spot, they're always amazing because we are all miracles, and recovery is amazing. And how can you go wrong with that?
I don't know.
So,
is anybody telling a story? Did they put their names in the chat yet? They did. So I know, Amy, you're talking, and I see her. Okay.
I just nodded, but yes. Do you want to? Are we telling stories, or we want to just go right in for the?
I think I would love it to hear a couple before we tell one. But what do you think, Phil?
It's I don't care. Amy, you're the producer. Do you want Philip or Meghann to tell a story first, or do you want a contestant to go?
I think we should have Meghann tell a story.
I like
first.
that response.
Ouch!
I'll give you your $5 later.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm like, I'd rather not, and you just totally threw me under the bus. Really threw me under the bus. Wow. Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, I did sign up to do this, so I guess that I will. So this is a story that I will say has not been, it's been told once. It's very, very, very new. It was just born last night. I haven't had a chance to practice it. If anybody's feeling like, oh man, you have to really know what you're doing and put all this time in, you don't. You can, but you don't have to. You can.
Well, you took you practiced a lot longer than my story, that's for sure. So I'm glad you're going first.
Yeah, I see how this is all coming together. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. Lock in. The male voice comes garbling over the loudspeaker, and it just bounces off the concrete and steel in this huge cavernous room. Both tiers, lock in now, ladies. I hear groans. The basketball game stops. The cards get put down. The ping pong ball comes to a stop. And all the women start to trudge back to their cells. They're all mad. And they're all giving me dirty looks. And I can only look at the floor because I feel so ashamed. It's because of me. We all get into our cells and we hear the really loud clunk of 30 bolts locking 30 cell doors. This is the women's block, and it's 23 in and 1 out, alternating tiers. Top tier gets 23 hours in and 1 hour out. And then the next day they get their hours out, and to bottom tier is locked in, 23 in, 1 out. But this time we're all locked in. And I'm looking out the little tiny window of the cell door, watching and waiting. The block's full. There's 59 other pairs of eyes looking through the tiny cell doors, watching and waiting. Finally, in comes the impeccably dressed nurse with the really dark eyes, and I know that it's my time. My cell door unbolts, and it's time for me to walk the line. It's the longest walk. I come out of my cell and I start to walk down the long steel grate of the walkway from the top tier to the bottom. My feet are slapping, slap, slap, slap every step as I go along. I keep my eyes down because I know that 59 eyes are glaring at me as I do this walk. They're angry and jealous because they want what I have, what I'm about to get. But they have no idea. They don't want the circumstances that I'm in. I don't want anything to do with this, but I don't have a choice. So I get to the nurse. She's standing right in the middle of the huge central area of the block. And she hands me the little white bottle. It's a bottle of magic poison. It's a potion that kills everything and makes all the pain go away. And these are 59 women with a whole lot of pain. So I drink the methadone and I hand the bottle back to the nurse. She doesn't make eye contact with me or say a word to me. So I just turn and I start the long walk back, walking the line, slap, slap, slap. The 59 pairs of eyes are like burning holes through my jailhouse jumpsuit. I can feel them all just hating me. I finally make it to my cell and the door clicks loudly behind me, clunk. And as I turn to try to figure out how I'm going to clamber up once again to the top bunk, I feel the baby kicking. And I realize this is no place for a pregnant woman. Thanks. Okay, someone else's turn to talk. Come on, Phil, that's your cue.
I know, but I couldn't. I don't know how. It's my first time on Zoom, so I didn't know quite how to unmute or mute myself. Thank you, Megan. Wow, that was really first time, huh? And how did you even let you have methadone in prison? That was pretty progressive.
Only
of them
because
back then.
Yeah, I would have risked harm to the baby had I not been on methadone, which is why the other 59 women were really mad because they couldn't have it and I had to have it.
Wow.
But it wasn't worth it.
Right.
I mean, I'd much rather have been in there with no baby and no methadone.
Gotcha.
Or just not in there.
Yeah. So are we ready, Amy, to have somebody else tell us a story? She's got the magic checkered hat up there.
And I literally was just going, nobody personally messaged me, so I'm just going about it. If you threw your name in this chat here, I took it. So here we go. All right. Is it Ian?
Hi, my name is Ilan.
Ilan.
Welcome.
Welcome, welcome. Let me get you here so everybody can see you, Ilan. Welcome, welcome. Where are you?
He gone.
He gone. There
he's
you
right
are.
there.
I found him.
Is this your first time with us, Ilan?
This is my first time on a CCAR Pearls of Storytelling event.
Ooh,
Where are you from?
welcome.
I live in Baltimore. I've done some other CCAR things and awaiting my RCP interview in a couple months.
Woohoo.
And gotten to do some fun trainings with CCAR, but first time here and love storytelling.
Wonderful. I'm excited to hear you.
So the floor is yours, my man. Give it a go.
All right. We're going to Florida. Yeah. Everyone, it's going to be the best. It's going to be so exciting. We're going to have such a great time together. That's what I told them. But I, the one who was in charge, didn't entirely want to go. Because, my friends, there I was living in Memphis, Tennessee, newly in recovery, and my job, I was a synagogue rabbi at the time. And my job was to take these 4 high school students to Florida to compete in a mock trial competition that we had worked very hard to prepare them for. And their job was to research all sorts of Jewish legal comments about who was at fault and who was needing to pay and what happened in the particular case. And as it turns out, they did great. But me, I was worried the whole weekend. Why? Because what does every high school student want to do in Florida when they have free time after the competition is over? That's right. They want to go to the beach. But me, well, one of my addictions was looking at people a little too much, and pornography and love addiction, and I didn't want to go to the beach because I was newly in recovery and I didn't want to do anything that would threaten my own recovery. But how could I not go to the beach? And I certainly couldn't tell them because I wasn't out in recovery. So what on earth could I do? Well, I thought about it and I prayed about it and I talked to some friends and I talked to my sponsor who said, well, if you have a legitimate reason to go to the beach, that you could go to the beach as the chaperone, just don't do anything stupid and take care of yourself. Okay, so I can go, but how do I do it? And what do I need to do? And what's going to happen? And how do I protect myself while I'm there? Because you know that it's Florida and it's a beach, and lots of people are going to be walking around wearing not so much clothing. And I didn't know what to do. Thankfully, there was another chaperone from different school who came with me. So there were 8 or 9 kids, and there were 2 of us, and the other chaperone really wanted to go into the water with the kids. Great, have fun. So what did I do? All the kids looked at me and they said, well, Rabbi, we really need someone who can stand here and watch all of our stuff. And I said, perfect. I will stand here and watch all the stuff. And for an hour, that's what I did. I walked the line around the stuff for about an hour. And occasionally I made sure to look up when somebody was yelling to make sure they weren't doing anything dumb. But I had recovery podcasts playing in my earbuds and I watched the beautiful horizon. And I stood there and I said, I have a very important job. I am the stuff watcher today. And that's what I'm going to do for this hour. And I looked this way and I looked that way, but my eyes, they didn't look at anyone else. They stayed down on the ground watching all the stuff. And if I saw anybody come too close, I gave them an evil glare and I said, don't come over here. I'm watching the stuff. It's a very important job. And now, my friends, I could tell you that going to the beach for many people is a surreal experience and a great joy to be found hanging out in the water and swimming and dancing and jumping and beach volleyball and all the rest. But my friends, I did not have a surreal experience that day. I had a very sober, newly in recovery experience that day. I watched the stuff with everything I had. I walked that line. And when I got home, I called my sponsor and I said, that wasn't so bad. And he said, well done, sir. Well done. And the kids and I went home and nobody else knew what was going on in my head that day other than me and my sponsor. And that was just fine and just how it needed to be. So my friends, I encourage you, if ever you find yourself in a difficult place, find yourself some stuff to watch. If I can do it, so can you. Thank you very much.
Very fun.
A natural.
Yeah, right off
Definitely
the
a
cuff
natural.
too.
Yeah, thank
Very
you.
nice job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Ilan.
That's a
Yeah.
fun way to start. It lightened the
very
mood a
fun.
little after my very dark story. I love it. Excellent. All right.
That was awesome. Okay. Are you ready Sherry
Woo!
Belfield, Sherry Rexon.
Sherry.
Sherry, a recent graduate of the recovery storytelling workshop. Yeah. Give us what you got, girl.
Okay. Seeing myself that big. I'm like Meghann. No. But okay, maybe that'll help my story. Okay. Well, here I go. So this was a different preview to the movie. There I stood. I was in a hospital room because there was a bed. Next to it was a nightstand. Kind of like a different scene, because in the previous scene, the previous preview, I was all alone in this room and I was sitting on the floor and I couldn't hear, but I could see. And then I went out again. It's amazing how I didn't have all my 5 senses. But in this particular movie trailer, because I call them movie trailers because I come into a scene and then I black out and then I come into another scene. In this scene, there were flowers on this nightstand and I noticed another bed, so I must have a roommate. And standing next to me was my mother. But the one thing that I noticed on that nightstand was a painting of a butterfly. And I pointed to that butterfly painting and I blurted out, "Who did that painting?" Shock. I had my voice back. And my mother, who was standing right next to me, started crying. And she said, "She has her voice back. She can speak again. Oh my gosh." And I looked at her and I looked around the room like, what is the big deal? I couldn't understand what the big deal was that I blurted this out. And the only focus I had was, who did that painting? Because there was this signature on that painting that wasn't mine. And I didn't paint before this. I never painted. I never picked up a paintbrush. And my mother looked at me after she had wiped her face a little bit and she said, "You did." I said, "No, no, I don't paint." She said, "Yes, you do. You did that painting." I said, "No, impossible." I said, "I want you to prove it to me." She said, "Sherry, I was sitting right next to you when you painted that." What? No. So I then knew that I was in a hospital setting. I was in some kind of treatment, and I knew the line that I was walking was mental health recovery, and that I needed to keep walking this line, whether it was a thin line, a thick line, but it was my own line, And now I had my voice back wherever it went. But I have my voice back, and I have my sight back. I have my hearing back. And I may not remember where they all went, but I'm going to keep walking this line, man, wherever it leads me. And I'm going to keep my focus on that butterfly and fly right on out of here.
Nice job, Sherry. Beautiful. Awesome.
Wonderful.
Thank you. So,
Were you
Randy, got to
nervous?
leave us. Bye,
Was I
Randy.
nervous?
Yeah.
A little bit, because I hadn't practiced that. That just, I kind of had a thought on that, but a little bit, because I totally, that came out of my.
Have you ever told a story before in public or online? Was that your first time?
Never online.
There you go. Congratulations.
So.
I was asking because you were very effective. I love the way you paused and you just told a really powerful story. So congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me share.
You're so welcome.
Mm-hmm.
We're off to a good start with people who haven't practiced their stories.
I know, right?
Me being one of them.
What
It's
do you need
wonderful.
what do you need a workshop for? Not funny. I know. All right. Where did everybody go? So who's what are we doing next?
Randy had to leave. But
Yeah.
What else do we got?
I don't know.
Do we have more names?
She does.
I do.
It looks like she does.
I do. All right. The next name is Miss Caliesse.
Ooh.
I'm really struggling to get this yawn out really quick, but like,
Oh, you're gonna set us
okay.
all off.
I'm feeling under pressure. Y'all had some good stories. Like, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really gotta
I
gotta get this yawn out really quick, y'all. I'm not kidding.
How do you get a yawn out?
You know, whenever
I mean,
it's like stuck here.
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I can't get it out. Okay, let's rock and roll.
You're just stalling, Caliesse.
You're gonna make everybody else yawn too on video.
Okay.
Watch like collectively.
I know. Here they come. Okay.
Where'd she go?
Sign. Phil, are you ready?
No, I don't know if I'm ready. I have a yawn coming out, but I want to.
Me too. It's still coming.
No, I'm just kidding.
Real quick, while she's yawning, Phil, I just have to say that I watched your interview back in 2016 when you were interviewing Bill White
You
on
did.
the Catholic Days,
Mm-hmm.
and I really enjoyed that. So, anyway,
Oh, thanks.
thanks for that.
Sorry. Sorry, you said Bill White's name, and I got a little
I was gonna
choked
say,
up.
Caliesse is a Bill White super fan. Who isn't? But
Borderline stalker. I feel like there needs to be a trending hashtag that says "Long live Bill White." Like,
Oh my gosh.
I know. Okay, let's get back to this. Okay. The sun is slowly starting to rise, and I'm walking the white line on Highway 75 down downtown Dallas, wearing short black shorts, tall black boots, and kitty cat ears. Halloween has done came and gone. I passed billboards promoting discounted Thanksgiving turkey, and I slowly start to try to piece together the blurred memories of how I even got here. I remember parking my car and saying to myself, "It's $1 beer, y'all." The white banner catches my eye, all you can eat crawfish for $19.99. I hit the pipe one more time, grab my bag, and walk into the overpowering smell of Obey seasoning just burning my nose. Everyone looks at me as I claim my territory. I throw my bag under the counter and scope out to see who's in the back. Paul, the bar owner, yells, "Callie, come get this line." He's a crazy guy. He's like 50 years old, thinks he's still 18, you know. I walk to the front of the bar and pour myself a beer from the keg and mix a shot of vodka with Pedialyte, because Google says that if you drink Pedialyte, you'll pass your breathalyzer. Yeah. I turn down the lights and take a lap to see if the Redneck Rockstar is playing on the patio. I get back to the bar and notice my 2 gals are here. It's always the 3 of us on Wednesdays, the top dogs who can handle the tornado that's about to hit. Annie says, "It's time." I line up 3 shot glasses, cling. I always feel like a badass on Wednesdays. When it's dollar beer, I'm walking around, I can hold 5 pint glasses of beer in my hands, 3 in one hand, 2 in the other. That's cool. 2 hours later, we meet back, 3 more clear glasses on the black bar mat. 8 o'clock rolls around. It's on to the night crowd. I look through the frame window and notice the Dodge pulling up. I draft 2 beers. I think to myself, I know these guys way too well. Just the same stuff every day, just shucking and jiving. I crank up Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch on the stereo system. They love that shit. 2 o'clock rolls around and I yell, "Last call," hoping to get them out of here quickly so I can go out. I get to my car, put my money in the glove compartment so I don't lose it again. Hit the pipe and throw my bag under the seat, put my keys in, turn my headlights on, double check my headlights are on, grab one of the 27 water bottles in my car and take a drink, and slowly start reversing. I squint my eyes and turn the radio down so I can focus. Then blank. I remember posing for pictures in downtown Delham with my friends. I remember telling the police officer I couldn't walk a straight line because of the boots I was wearing. And honestly, that's it. Like magic. Hours, memories disappeared, just gone. Full of disappointment, my mind comes back to the white line in front of me. And this was only one of the many white lines I had walked.
Woo!
I feel like that could have been better. Y'all, that was not my A. I feel like that could have been better.
Says me every single time I tell a story.
Says everybody every
So,
time they tell
exactly.
a story.
But I'm like, man, I'm trying to get pro status. I'm trying to get up there with MP and Billigan, and I got something up to do.
Were you pulled over at the end by the cops? Was that why you were walking the line?
No, I was walking the line because I got released from jail weeks after Halloween.
Oh.
And I was wearing my Halloween costume. That's why I was like, Thanksgiving signs are now coming. Now I'm passing billboards of discounted turkey for Thanksgiving, and I'm wearing fucking prostitute outfit. It's like Halloween.
I thought you went to the bar to work, but
I worked at the bar.
So you got out of jail, you went to the bar, and you started to work. So what happened afterwards? How did you get back on the line again?
So what happened? I guess I didn't phrase that story very well then. Basically,
many questions.
I know.
Basically, so the beginning is I got out of jail. I'm walking down the highway in this outfit, and then I start to reflect back on what got me here. That's why I said, like, I start to piece back the memories of how did I even get here? Right. And it's from that night from working at the bar. Were y'all listening? Like, judges, were you even listening to me?
Well, yes. We're old and tired and feeble, so I just needed some clarification.
Old and tired.
Yeah. For yourself.
Okay,
I'm tired, but I'm not feeble.
Yes, you are.
Oh, actually, you are. So I've got a bum leg, you guys.
Yeah, you are kind of feeble.
You're telling me I'm feeble, and me being like, no, I'm not. And then I'm like, oh, actually, I'm totally feeble. Way to make fun of the disabled kid.
Oh, I know. Yep.
All right. Do we have some more names in the hat? Because we are on a roll.
I've got one more right now.
All right.
And that is Mr. Brian McManus.
Is he here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Brian is a former champ, as is Caliesse.
Yeah.
So we have another former champ, and that no pressure.
Look at that. Like, look at the nice setting he's in right there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So before we heckle you, are you representing America or Ireland?
That's yet to be determined.
No.
Oh, you think you can just
I'm
like
pulling
switch
the
up
Caliesse.
teams?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey, dual citizenship, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You
Tom
just
is-
walk that line. You just walk that line. There's no coming back.
Oh. That's right.
He might get stuck in between.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yep. So, yeah, this was a last minute kind of thing. I'm not even quite sure what my story is yet.
Okay. We love it. We're living on the edge with you. We're walking the line with you. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Whenever you're ready.
Especially me.
So much fun that way.
It was about 2 days after New Year's. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. You could still see the Christmas lights shining in my neighbor's houses. Car pulls up. I try to walk out of the house real quietly. I don't want anybody to hear. My wife, I hear my wife walking down the stairs. And I'm going away. But it's a trip where I don't need any luggage. My wife comes, I can see the tears in her eyes. And then I hear the noise that I didn't want to hear. The creaking of a door in an old house and the footsteps of my oldest daughter. I was really trying to get out of the house without her hearing me. She comes down the stairs. She gives me a hug. I hug her. I try not to cry because I don't know when I'm going to see her again. I pull away and I walk out to the car. You know, it's not unusual to see a car pull up, a dark sedan at 5 o'clock in the morning in my neighborhood. Normally someone going on a business trip, but this wasn't a business trip. My sponsor was in the front seat of that car. And I walked the line of the front path out to the street and got in the car. It's cold. It's dark. I didn't even have a jacket. I didn't have luggage. I didn't know when I was going to be home. We drove, and I saw the white lines of the highway for the next 4 hours. Thought of my wife. I thought of my kids. How'd I get myself in this position? How'd I get to be a convicted felon? How did I end up taking a ride to prison? I was always that good kid, the kid in the front line of his Catholic school, waiting to go to recess in my gray flannel pants, white shirt, and plaid tie. This wasn't me. How did it happen? We drove and drove. The sun slowly came up over the Pennsylvania horizon. And at that day, I checked myself in to the federal prison camp in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. Thought of for the next 18 months, thought of my wife, my kids. I thought about what got me there. And I thought about how I was never going to do that to my family again. And then I was finally able to walk out those doors. I was able to walk down that hallway. I was able to cross a line that we weren't supposed to cross. And I have no idea how I'm finishing this story.
I knew that was what that was happening. I'm like, he hasn't found the meaning yet. Such a good story, anyways.
I liked it. I loved it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It was very
needs work.
powerful.
No,
It definitely needs some work.
it is great story, Brian. Thank you so much for sharing that. Really powerful.
Well, you can thank Amy for voluntolding me.
You did.
What do you mean? You were in the hat. I don't know. The hat's fun.
The hat doesn't lie. It's kind of
Hat
like
doesn't
the
lie.
sorting hat from Hogwarts.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
There is actually one more though in the bottom, and I swear I didn't throw
Well,
this one in. He volunteered.
Gryffindor.
Just before we have that, if that's our last one, then we need a few more. There's a few of you, which unfortunately
There's a couple Sandys.
Caesar,
Yeah.
are you putting your name in the hat?
and there's a Regina. and Amy, you have a story.
I'm so busy though. So busy doing this.
I know. I'm not gonna
Amy,
call out
I was
names,
pretty
but
busy too.
How many of you would like to?
No,
people
Phil.
off,
If
Phil.
if you would like to hear Amy's story, raise your hand.
I don't have a story.
Let's see how we do. We don't want to put people on the spot and scare them off. So let's have our next teller that's in the hat. And if that, I don't know if that's Caesar or not.
Are we
It
doing
is.
it? When am I going? After 4 or not?
Well, I thought you would go now, but if you want to,
I'm
you
scared.
want Caesar to go, and then you can go. It's up to
Me and
the
I
boss.
say that.
Yeah, it's up to the boss.
Up to me.
I'm excited to
up
hear
to
another
me.
story.
Okay, so without further ado, that would be Mr. Caesar.
Yay!
Let me get him up on screen here. And where are you, buddy? All right.
And of course, if we're pronouncing your name wrong, please correct us.
Oh, yes, my
Well,
apologies.
we're just assuming that it's Caesar, but we don't know.
I was wondering who Caesar was. I guess my white line is running away. Years ago, it was about traveling and just escaping. And I've been on that many aeroplanes running from different country to country for that many years. You get used to seeing them white lines on a runway. And yeah, it's just another runway. Moving on, different place, fear of the unknown, not knowing what's going to happen, but getting rid of the past as them white lines go forward and go backwards. Kind of been short and sweet, I know, but it's always been running away from stuff for me, and the big white line for me, or that line running away from you or running from behind from you, was the day when I realized I needed to step into recovery. And that was nearly just over 2 years ago now. Was on my way to work in a taxi, going, yeah, off to work, and then going, you know what, drop me off at the train station, and spending a day in Manchester with a lot of white lines and the train tracks behind me. And yeah, that was my epiphany.
Great job.
Short to the point, I know, but there's a lot more, but it won't be a 3 to 5 minute one. So
Less is more. That's always good. Less
Yeah.
is more.
I love you put your hat in the ring and you just went and did it.
Nice.
Awesome.
Thank
yeah,
you.
I mean, this is my first time on here, so
Yeah, great job.
I've just done the
and
CCAR stuff,
welcome.
so with Caliesse and Neetha and stuff. So the most amazing people I've ever met, and some of the other people I met on there were
Aw.
the most amazing people I've
You're
ever
pretty
met.
amazing.
Aw.
Yay. Brilliant. I'm so
How you
glad
say
you're
your
here.
name? You say it's Cesur.
I think that's just because it's under my. Oh, it's under my. I'm not sure because.
Yeah,
So
his
what-
name's Steven. That's why I
so
was
what-
really
Steven?
confused.
So what's your
Like, yeah.
name?
I
What's
was
your
like, his
name?
name's
Change
Steven.
it.
What's your name?
Stephen.
Oh, well, there you go.
I think it's come under something else. I can change this. Rename. I was wondering.
Like, does he? I just thought like he
Who's
changed his
Caesar?
name maybe, or just had like a hidden name, and all of a sudden he's like Cesur now. And I'm like, okay, like roll with it.
People,
You answered to it though. Too. That's the
Who's
best
the only
part.
person it could possibly be?
Probably did not correct us.
That's good. All right, cool.
I
Mhm.
love it.
No such thing as labels.
There are no accidents.
Oh.
There are not. There are not. I just love hearing people's stories, no matter what they are. They're so good.
Exactly.
So let's hear yours.
Who said that?
Oh, Caitlyn, the teddy bear.
Who just said? What about your story, Caitlyn? We haven't heard yours.
I'm shy.
Oh.
Yeah, you
She's
can't even
gotta-
come on. She can't even come on the camera. She's so shy. So, am I going up now? Meghann, you're the boss. Everybody knows
know.
it.
I know. It's really good that everyone knows that. I think that, Phil, you should go, and then that gives Caitlyn time to put her name in the chat, as well as anyone else who would like to.
Also, just want to remind everybody that there is 2 $100 prizes up for this, and we only have probably half the people that we usually do. So
chances are
are
good.
pretty good.
Yes, they are.
And then you can compete for the $500. What?
That's a lot of money.
I know. I'm glad you have deep pockets, Phil.
I don't. It's our sponsor. It's our Pearls Storytelling Slam sponsor.
Which shall remain nameless.
Brought to you by Anheuser-Busch. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. It wasn't
just-
funny.
You're stalling is what you're doing because it's your turn.
Oh, no, I'm not stalling.
Okay. All right. This is our repartee. That's why.
All right, here we go. My
right.
turn.
Excellent.
Play the drum roll, please. Well, I woke up on the trail again this morning. So any night I woke up during this journey, any morning I woke up, I considered it a success. And today was a particularly exciting day because I had my daughter, Tough Love, with me. And it was near the end of her time with me. She was already been with me for 3 weeks. And we were going up to McAfee Knob, the most photographed site on the entire Appalachian Trail. So of course they were off, and the climb up there wasn't nearly as daunting as I thought it was going to be. But as I got near the top, I saw Paradox give me this look. And I hadn't seen anything yet, just a lot of sky out in front of me. And she gave me this look, and I took a few more steps up, and I went, oh, because out on the very lip, there was my daughter getting her picture taken by Paradox, standing on the edge where 3 inches one way meant certain death. And of course, these two are giggling because Dad was horrified that his daughter was dangling out on the edge of McAfee Knob. So they coaxed me, and, she just strode out to the edge. I scooted out there on my butt, kind of slithered along and put one foot on where my daughter was standing, and they took my picture. And actually, I'm looking at that picture right now, and I was so afraid of the height and so chicken to get out there. I don't like heights. Why I decided to hike the Appalachian Trail, I'm not sure. So we finished that, and there were some shenanigans going on and people dangling, and I just didn't even want to see it. So we walked a little further, and by now it was lunchtime. And I'm walking down the edge of Tinker Cliffs. The line that I was walking was literally on the edge, that it was one of the few places on the Appalachian Trail that if I'd stumbled, and I've been known to stumble, that it meant certain death. So where did everyone decide to stop? The Von Trapp family with Tigger and Chocolate and Dash, they all stopped. And we're sitting on the edge, and I'm eating, and Tigger comes, he's 10 years old. Tigger comes bouncing down along the path, and Chocolate's his mom, and I see her going, and she doesn't even want to see that he has no concern that certain death is just 6 inches away, right? So we finished lunch, and I really kind of just wanted to get out of there. And this whole group of people just start walking the line along the edge of the cliff. And I know that my left ankle, when I hit a stone the wrong way, it kind of just does a Meghann Perry, and I just kind of fall over. And if I fell over, it meant certain death. So I said, I can't walk this line. I'm pretty afraid right now. So I took a right-hand turn into the woods, and I found another path, another line that all the people who were not secure out on the edge, not risking their own recovery, not risking their own lives, they walked the saner path. And that is what I chose to do. And so you did not find me dead at the bottom of Tinker Cliff.
I am very excited that she put her name in the hat.
Where's her dog? Where'd her dog go?
Oh,
there she is.
The very loud snoring pug.
Ah, there he is.
It makes a lot of noise, this pug.
Really?
Yeah, snores so loud that it was slightly disruptive to the group kind of thing.
That's a loud pug.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I'm excited to hear you, Caitlin. Now that you have this big thing, I ran you up so big now. There's no pressure.
Okay. I've never done this before. So black Trans Am pulled over. I was hitchhiking in the middle of the night. Orlando, Florida. And the guy that I'd been traveling with had just dumped me. It was the middle of the night. I was trying not to panic. There's this trick to thumbing at night. You walk that fog line. Match your tail to your heel to the toe. Going backwards with your thumb in the air. The Trans Am pulled over. There was 3 guys in it, and they were not letting me in the car unless I got in the back seat. But I was kind of desperate, so I got in. And I stared at the driver. He looked at me, and he said, "Trust me." And for some reason, I did. So I told him my story, and they drove me around this lake for hours looking for the place I'd crashed the night before. Over and over again, looking for those little fishing villages, these little clusters of cottages. And the guys all joking around about how I could spend the night at their house. Come on. You can spend the night at my house. Lance looked at me, the driver, and he says, "I've got a wife and kids. You can stay at my place." Finally, I gave up, and I said, "All right." I was tired. Next thing you know, I'm babysitting his kids, renting a room in his house. So I'm on my way to work at the Wendy's, about 5 miles away. One day on my day off, he comes in, and he's like, showing me how to play this video game. He got me sucked into Donkey Kong or something like that. Right when I started getting into it, you get into that zone, you're not paying attention to anything. He comes in from the front yard and he says, "You got to come out. You got to see what's going on outside." "What's going on?" He says, "Come on outside. You can see the space shuttle go up." So I put down the control and went outside. Kids are all playing in the sprinkler. And he's got this big old grin on his face, and he points up into the air, and I look up just in time to see it explode. That night, I packed my bag. I headed out. I'm in the air. Started walking backwards on that fog line.
Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you so much. That was great. Very haunting.
Wow.
A lot of suspense.
Wow.
Yeah. Stakes were pretty high. Awesome. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Had you heard that story before?
Me?
Yeah.
I heard it as part of a larger story.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot more too.
Uh-huh.
But I was like, you got to find just one piece of that.
I know.
We had a little recovery storytelling gathering last night with a few of us, and they.
Yeah, I heard
did
her
my
story last night.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you guys helped me. Yeah, and the other person just came on, who had a story that
Yes.
might want to put their name in the hat.
Am I late?
Yeah, you're an hour late, John. Hi.
An hour late. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
This is a 6 p.m. event.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, this is 6 p.m. John time. I'm sorry. I got to rearrange things. Apologies.
You're one of the last ones. You want to tell a story?
Yeah,
Cool.
sure. Why not?
Why
John
not?
is a recovery storytelling veteran.
Mhm.
He
Oh,
can
no.
practically- Yeah.
No. Don't say that. Don't say that. It's,
Okay, he's
Veteran.
brand new. I've never seen this guy before in my life. Never seen him in my life.
okay,
worry.
don't go there either. This is something that interests me.
Mhm.
This is one of my interests.
Mhm.
Is and I have to go outside my comfort zone to actually do it. But that in itself intrigues me. So,
Awesome. So whenever
Steve.
you are ready.
Thank you. The theme is walking the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
You're in the right place. The wrong time. Wrong time, but the right place.
Right place, right universe. Okay, this is good.
Yes.
This is good. I lost my license 5 years ago. I don't remember if it was a big accident with a little alcohol or a small accident with a lot of alcohol, or maybe something in between. I do remember when the trooper came up to my truck with the front passenger side wheel folded underneath it and the hood bent in half facing backwards and my driver window missing. I was 6 miles from the accident. And he said, I can't believe what I'm seeing. The rest seems to be a bit of a blur. It's a fog compromised of time in a jail cell, lots of court appearances, and lots of money moving away like an outgoing tide. It comes back to me every day and brings with it all the shame, the remorse, and the guilt. But I can't seem to push away the temptation to grab those keys and go in that car, just sitting in the driveway. It's all paid for. It's all insured. Nobody would know. Just to bolt like I used to from this toxic place. To take the hooks out, even if it's just for a moment, from this relationship of unholy wedlock. How good that would feel. But you know what? If I get caught, it's 2 years in jail. I can't risk that. There's too much to lose. I have to walk that line. Well, I still have a choice. That line with just an inkling of hope at the other end. Somehow I have to find the patience. Thank you.
Ooh. You surprised me. That was really interesting, that where you stopped. Really well done. Really well done. I
Well
didn't
done, John.
expect. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
awesome. Really good.
You've been practicing.
Well, not really.
Okay, good.
If that story were any fresher, it'd slap me.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Oh,
All right, so that
wow.
was 7 storytellers. We usually have 8. So we're looking for the 8th. Is there one more brave soul to round out our evening? One more brave soul. Is anybody like sitting outside on a deck that might be a brave soul that might want to share? Oh, anybody that just turned off their camera. I guess not.
Cesur Losty.
We can go with 7 if that's okay. We don't have to have anybody else.
Wait,
go.
we have to hear Sandra.
Talking absolute rubber. Like, I mean, I'd be talking rubber.
You rubber. Okay.
Rubber, yeah.
It's one way to put it. Yeah.
What did she say?
She'd be talking rubber.
What's a talking rubber?
You don't get it? I mean, come on. It made absolute sense to me.
I got a story about a talking rubber. Just saying.
I knew someone was going to chime in with the talking rubber.
Okay. So what do you want to do, Megan? Do you want to leave it at the 7 and have our audience? Well, it's a final countdown, right?
Well, we could sit in very, very uncomfortable silence for like a long time. If the bear. We could show off our pets, or we could try to stop manipulating people and just go to judging.
The pink flamingo.
We could have stuffed bear, a pink flamingo. Anybody else have any interesting objects they want to tell the story of? Oh, an elephant.
We could like practice the wave and the Zoom thing for Facebook
All right,
Live.
So how do we?
Deck that Sandy's on?
Yeah, I already tried to. That's my bed.
Yeah, he's not kidding, actually.
Well, I haven't slept in it in a long time though. There it is.
Yeah.
Where's our dog?
I think she was trying to show us him, but he ran away.
Look at Brian McManus's dog. I've never seen a sadder dog in my whole life. Look at how sad that dog is.
Oh, and then there's the pug.
And he's wearing an Orca shirt, which is the Ocean Recovery Community Alliance, which is even better. All right. Okay. I don't want to cajole anybody. I mean, it is $100. If I guess some of these tellers don't need $100, it's okay.
You can start sending me votes if you want to.
So our
audience voting time. Yeah.
Our audience gets to vote. So you go to the chat and you click on the chat and you click on everyone and you send your vote to Amy Albanese, host, and just say who you think one was the best storyteller this evening. And then Megan and I will have the judges' choice. Is everybody clear on what I'm asking you to do? Are all the votes
coming
cast?
In. Yes, they're coming in. Just a minute. I've got one more to count. That's for you. That's for you.
I was facilitating ethical considerations this past week, and I can't not say, does everybody understand what I'm asking you to do? I can't you have to ask if there's any questions, and that's just the way to do it. And I just say it over and over. Your voice is so deeply implanted in my head.
Callie, what are you eating?
These like cookies from my Nana. You know,
Nana cookies.
Cookies from Nana.
They're cookies from Nana. They're like these white cookies from Nana.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
You know, my Nana has a stash drawer in her room, and Parker sneaks in there and steals goodies out of the drawer. She has chocolate in there. She has cookies. She has chips. and it's called the Nana Drawer. And Parker will sneak in there and be like, "I'm gonna go get the Nana Drawer." I'm like, "Okay,
Watch for babes.
yeah,
Because that's what he calls your mom.
yeah." He calls her, yeah. Watch out for babes. You know.
Okay.
Nana's got the goods.
I mean, that's a great grandmother name. Babes.
No, it's not. He's gonna be 27 years old.
I know. I mean, you have to roll with it though. My mother is Monka.
Oh,
Monka.
shit.
I mean.
Okay. I think that we have come to a conclusion.
We certainly have. So have the people.
People
It
have
looks
spoken.
like the people have spoken, and our new round 4 Grand Slam qualifier $100 Visa gift card prize winner is Ian.
Elon.
Elon. Sorry, Elon.
Elon.
I even
Elon
wrote it that way.
Glazer.
My apologies.
And
Elon Glazer.
I think it's fair to note that it was very close with another person who we'll reveal after we reveal the winner of the judges prize, because I don't want to get it all messed up.
Gotcha.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Elon, you
Okay.
have any words for your audience as you accept your prize?
Well, it's a good thing I didn't prepare, because if I had, I might have talked worse. So.
So you do know that you will get the $100 gift cards from CCAR Swag, and you're eligible for the grand prize on July 9th. In your does it CCAR what? Swag? Who said swag? Who's
saying that?
Caitlyn is making her teddy bear speak.
Gosh, that is so weird. Like it was great though. I loved it.
Yeah, are you free on July
9th?
I believe so.
You
Nice.
better be.
Is it the same? It's the same story or a different story, right? It's a different story. Different story.
Crash
Just to be clear.
landing.
Thank you, because
A
I
crash
had no idea.
landing.
And the other thing is that Meghann and I, we get to compete as well, so we can put ourselves up for the cash prizes. look at Caliesse. I'm just messing with
Can
her.
you win the judges award at that point?
We can.
Yeah,
we can
obviously.
we can decide we could split it.
Yeah. We're gonna rig the
Co-winners.
whole thing.
So do you want to announce the judges award winner tonight for eligible for the Grand Slam? Do you want to announce it?
Yeah, go ahead, Meghann. You do it.
Who are
Meghann.
you talking to?
You. I'm looking right at you.
Oh, I could tell. All right. There's just no magic, people. There's no magic in this Zoom world. It's full transparency.
Yep.
We're winging it. The winner of the judge's choice tonight is Caitlyn with her haunting Trans Am story.
Woo!
Ooh. Yeah.
See how easy that is?
Congratulations.
Now, this is the part where you thank all your family and friends and your producer and your cast.
I want to
of
thank
characters.
Jackson and the pug that came before him.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, very good.
Oh.
And you said who was the audience was very close with?
So very close was John with second place for the people's pick there. So
nice job, John.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, coming right in the clutch there.
And they were all the stories
the last
tonight
second.
were wonderful.
Well
Absolutely
done,
wonderful.
everybody.
Yeah.
So we won't keep you, but we thank you for your time and your participation as always. So we're